Tuesday, 3:22 p.m., March 19th, 20, and the 24 here in the farm fields of Valparaiso, Indiana. Hey, we got another high today. Let's write it down. 1.978 on 319. Got that going for us. Still playing the conservative game. Made 0 moves today. Have my eye on a number of opportunities, including Alcoa. Silver and gold took a little bit of a downturn, which then presents another opportunity going forward. So we'll be looking at that. But I didn't really want to do anything until after the Fed speaks tomorrow. But I did want to check in with you. It's been a while. Seems like a long while. The girls, the ladies, they're back from Mexico. And then we turn around and leave on Thursday, like bright and early Thursday morning, for Mexico again. But this time me and Kid 3 will be joining one of Kid 3's best friends, another local family, and their 2 boys who are Deuce's age as well. So that'll be a good time. And I wanted to go over, I've been asked this before and I've never done it. I don't know why, but here we are. Not a lot of trading going on lately. So let's look at current stock positions at the top there. Verizon, 1,421 shares, representing just under $57,000 in the portfolio. I'm going to allow these to be called away. I have like $35 calls on the board for a while. I should get another round of dividends, and then you can take them if you like them. Tesla, 600 shares, waiting for that to rebound. I think it should be bottoming. Should be bottoming based on its current action, and then I'm hoping to get it above 200 or approaching 200 before I sell another round of covered calls. Google, I have 145 calls on the board expiring Friday, and Google closed today at just under 148. So I'm not going to let those go. I'll be rolling those out and up. Devon Energy, waiting for an opportunity to sell another round of calls, and that is presenting itself very nicely as Devon is finally approaching my cost basis. Currently at $48.43, and my cost basis is just over $49. So that is good news. AbbVie, 700 shares, $125,000 worth of that position. CleanSpark, 2,000 shares, $32,480. UVix, 23,004. I'm looking to unload this tomorrow. I'm anticipating some spike in volatility, probably right around or right as the Fed begins to speak, because we all anticipate the same thing, which is that, let's go to the CME FedWatch tool. I don't know if you ever look at this. I do from time to time, because this also involves my other business, which is real estate. So interest rates have a lot to do with the activities that go on in our other business. So CME FedWatch gives you some idea. See, we're 21 hours, 34 minutes away from the next meeting, which would be they'll release the fact that they're not going to cut rates or raise rates. So you see the probability, 99% probability that there will be no change. And then if we look out to the next announcement, which will be in May, there is a 93% chance of no change. Then we go all the way out to June 12th, to see that we have then tipped in our favor. If we're looking for rates to go down, this could be our first opportunity. According to the anticipations, the predictions, they've been pretty spot on. These obviously roll and they change as reports, inflation reports, economic reports come out. Then these numbers, of course, change over time. But right now, looking at June as being our first opportunity to lower interest rates. So depending on how Jay Powell talks tomorrow, so they released the decision, which will be to not do anything, and then he takes the podium, gives his statement, and then answers questions. Depending on how how we interpret what he says, because that's part of it as well, right? It's our psychological interpretation of what is said. Was that hawkish? Is this the higher for longer narrative? It's likely going to be that. And then the old dot plots come out where they discuss the anticipation of how many rate cuts they're going to have this year, and I think that number is getting lower and lower. So that makes me more and more conservative at this moment, because I don't need to be anything but conservative at this moment if I believe we're facing some headwinds on this market. Another opportunity, or another interesting fact regarding where we're at in the market right now, is the concentration. Okay, so stock concentration is now at Great Depression levels, meaning we have more market cap gobbled up by less and less companies than ever before. In fact, surpassing the 1932 levels, even in, as this says, to put this in perspective, even at the peak of the 2000 dot-com bubble, the metric only hit 550 times. So that is here, and we are up here approaching 800 times. Companies like NVIDIA, Apple, Tesla, Netflix, Amazon, Google, Meta, Microsoft, all of those companies, of course, making up the very heavy top end of this market. And there's another little interesting fact. The top 10% of stocks in the U.S. now reflect 75% of the entire market. To me, that's a little chilling. That's a little bit chilling. So I will continue to be conservative until we see the next sign. I think the next sign becomes where we're at today. So what did we close today on? This is the SPX, which follows the S&P, but also you can trade futures in it. 5178. So what I'm looking at, according to, this is the crystal of crystal balls, the magic 8 ball, and we're right knocking at the next level. So if we can break through 5180, okay, which could easily happen. Now it needs to be a break and then a little bit of a sustainability, not just a touch like it did today, but a little bit of a breakthrough of that number. Then we should be then pointed to 5,300. 5,300. However, if we do break down and we hit 5085-ish, 5090-ish, then that'll be a first red flag that a local top is in. And then from there, obviously, we would be looking at the 5,000 number as a major psychological support. If that number is broke through to the downside, then that is our second red flag of that local top. Because right now, as you know, it's just been kind of grinding away higher and higher, though. So where do we stop? Nobody knows, but we will continue to watch that and try to shake up the magic 8 ball to get the right answers from that magical way to predict stock prices. So we'll be looking at that. Where were we? Unity, way down in its whiskey, 2,000 shares. Unity, I'm currently waiting for an opportunity to sell calls. It's at $26. Enovix, same there. It's just been downtown to Chinatown. ACLS, same thing. Then the SPXU, this is an inverse. So if we get some downside action tomorrow, these shares will have a nice little spike. Maybe I unload them. GDX, I got $29 calls expiring Friday. GDX closed at $29.06. Okay, so we'll be watching that. Likely, I'll be rolling those. I like GDX. I like the future of it in 2024. So if we can get a good number to roll that, I'd love to get it up to $29.50 or $30. If it threatens to close at full profit, then I'll roll the dice and try to take those chances and then wait for another opportunity to sell calls. But more than likely, by the end of the week, we'll be rolling that. APA, that's an oil company, energy company. They've been doing really well the last couple of days. I'm still, though, patiently waiting for an opportunity to sell calls. Right now, it's at 33.14. I got in and tried to catch the falling knife. I got in at 34 and then watched it go all the way down into the high 29s. And have patiently followed it back up to where it is today, 33.14. So look for that to continue to do well for us. Rivian is just a dirty dog. that might be the very first candidate already for some tax loss harvesting. On the next blip up, I might just take the whatever money is on the table for me on Rivian and then move on with my life, never to invest in that company again. DocuSign, I've patiently watched this come back up. DocuSign currently at $58.95. That's awesome because I'm in at 62, so I'm still $3,000 under my cost basis, but it also was way down in its whiskey, get down to like 49. I probably should have doubled down. I still feel very confident in DocuSign, way, way, way more than Rivian. So I should have, in hindsight, doubled down on DocuSign and grabbed another 1,000 shares to split the difference when it was around $50, but I didn't. But I've been happy with myself to present some more patience in my trading. So that is current positions. That's it. Not a great deal, but a number of them that I don't need anymore and don't care to own anymore. And we will continue to watch that. I gave you my predictions on the market. We break through 5180 on the SPX. We're going to be sitting pretty, going to 5300. We break down under 5090, then look out below. We could be crashing through 5000. We get down to 4900, then whoop, 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 shoots and ladders. Look out for that. What am I also considering? SOFI. I did have 10,000 shares, sold them at like $8.30. It's now at $6.92. Considering entering another 10K, but I wanted to see how the market's reaction to the Fed is tomorrow could present an even lower entry for this tranche on SOFI. I do still have shares in Lady Godiva's account, and she'll be adding to that position tomorrow as well if they're down again. So that's what I've got for you. Those are the thoughts. Thanks for tuning in. Like, subscribe, comment, share with a lovable friend, and I'll see you in the next video.